David Drinkwater again with Tour Edge Golf and with FairwayGolfUSA.com. Talked a little bit about CB4 Tour, and now we're going to talk about the new XCG4 for 2011. What's happened with Tour Edge is when we made that original Player's Head and better looking, better Player's Golf Club in the original exotics, we found that as the line evolved, we needed to make another line of exotics that were easier to launch, a little easier to hit for more players, and basically was allowed for a great expansion of the line. One thing that we've said from the very beginning with our Tour Edge is we've made the best fairway woods in golf with the exotics now for 6 years, and it's kind of interesting. The industry has probably recognized them as the best fairway woods in golf now for 3 years. So the CB4 Tour is definitely niched toward your 5 handicap and down. The new XCG4, spreads out to a lot more golfers, and it still is a good player's head, especially for the better player who hits a lower launching golf ball and needs more launch. Now, on that CB4, we talked about how the cup face area was the entire titanium area. Well, now on the new XCG4, you can see this entire area is all titanium. So with this much more spread all the way through the entire crown being titanium, that allows us to move even more weight back and deep. The entire sole of this golf club is tungsten. 65% of the total club weight of the XCG4 is just the sole. Now, if we made the best fairway wood in golf 6 years ago, and now we make a new one every year or so, how do you make the best better year in and year out? And in that is a pretty incredible challenge. So what happens is year in, year out, sometimes you tweak the product and it's a little bit better, and sometimes you have authentic product breakthroughs and you're advancing the technology. The new XCG4 is an advancement of the technology, and I'll tell you why. See how I've got a little hollowed out area in the face of this golf club? Well, this is a true advancement in the technology because we've added a new SP700 titanium face insert that is on this entire titanium crown area and this face area. The new SP700 is a higher grade of titanium than we've ever used before in the exotics, and what all that means is we can now make the face 25% thinner than last year's version. Thinner face means basically more rebound, and more rebound means a hotter face. The CT of the golf club, which stands for characteristic of time, which is kind of like the next generation COR, we're going to be talking about CT. You'll be hearing CT a lot more in golf clubs. The CT is 20% higher than last year's XCG3. Moving through the finished golf club, what you've got is an entire sole that's tungsten. 65% of the club weight is just that tungsten, and then this entire crown area and face is all titanium with this new SP700 insert. So the Motori shaft is our stock shaft in this line of exotics. It's 10 grams lighter than last year's. 65 gram shaft rather than last year's 75 gram shaft. One thing that's very interesting about the exotics line is we sell more percentage 4 woods than anybody in the industry, and there's a couple reasons for that. Sometimes the better player doesn't want to hit his 3 wood further and doesn't really necessarily want more distance. You'll see a lot of the tour players use 4 woods on our line. In other words, they're going to take a little bit more launch in order to have the ball just have a little bit better entry into a green, say, rather than a 3 wood, which is a little more penetrating. And the other side of the coin is that the R-Flex player can take our 4 wood, which is a 16.5 lofted golf club, and hit it currently longer than the current 3 wood because of, once again, much more ball speed, because we're not playing fair with our fairway woods. We got titanium going against stainless steel. You can't make stainless steel thin enough to have the rebound of titanium. Once again, you got driver club faces on fairway woods, and that's why the exotics go so far. This club, the XCG4, spins a little bit more than the CB4 Tour because you've got so much weight, you're getting a little bit more launch with the club, but with that little bit more launch, you're achieving so much more forgiveness on toe and heel hits, and that's the big thing with the XCG4.